Okay, if you've ever lifted weights, you have absolutely asked yourself this question. How long should I actually rest between my sets? Is it 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 5? For decades, this has been one of the biggest debates in the gym. But today, we're going to finally settle it. And we're leaning on some solid science here, like the stuff broken down in Jeff Nippard's The Muscle Ladder.
So, this quote, this is basically the gospel of old school bodybuilding wisdom. The whole idea was that you had to have really short rest periods to create this intense metabolic stress, that burning sensation you feel when a muscle is just screaming at you. For years, pretty much everyone believed that the burn was the number one thing driving hypertrophy, which is just the fancy science word for muscle growth.
But what if that whole idea was wrong? What if chasing the burn was actually leading us down the completely wrong path? What if that feeling we thought was so productive was actually holding us back from the gains we really want? Well, as it turns out, modern science tells a very, very different story about what our muscles truly need to grow. So first, let's just break down this whole short rest myth. It's all built around this idea of chasing that feeling, chasing the burn, and getting a massive pump. And yeah, it feels like you're doing something really productive, but as we're about to see, that feeling can be pretty deceiving.
And this is where science steps in and kind of flips the whole thing on its head. There was this landmark study back in 2016 by a top researcher named Brad Schoenfeld, and he put this idea to the ultimate test. He took two groups of lifters. They all did the exact same workout routine. The only difference? One group rested for just 1 minute between sets, and the other group got to rest for 3 full minutes.
And the results? Whoa, it wasn't even close. The group that rested for 3 minutes gained significantly more muscle and way more strength. See, while the short rest group was busy chasing the burn, they were actually tanking their own performance. The long rest group, on the other hand, was able to fully recover, which let them maximize the thing that really drives growth, training volume. And that brings us to the real king of muscle growth, training volume. It's a pretty simple concept. Volume is just the total amount of work you do, and you calculate it by multiplying your sets, times your reps, times the weight you lifted. So resting longer isn't being lazy, it's being strategic. It lets you lift heavier weight for more reps across all of your sets. And that's exactly why the 3-minute rest group saw way better results. Their total training volume was just so much higher. All right, so we've established that longer rest is generally better. But, how long is long enough? Let's get practical here and build a real evidence-based guide for your next workout. Okay, think of this as your new cheat sheet. For your big, heavy compound movements, we're talking squats, deadlifts, bench press. You're using a ton of muscle and moving some serious weight. You need at least 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even more to fully recover. Then for your lighter compound lifts, like lat pull-downs or lunges, the demand on your body is a little bit lower, so 2 to 3 minutes is a great target. And finally, for your small isolation exercises, like bicep curls or lateral raises, you're only working a small muscle, so you can recover much faster. 1 to 2 minutes is pretty much perfect. You see, the big mindset shift here is this. Stop thinking about rest as wasted time. It's not. It's a strategic investment in your next set. It's the tool that makes every single working set you do as productive as it can possibly be. The goal isn't about getting out of the gym faster. It's about making every single minute you're in the gym truly count. So, does this mean short rest periods are totally useless? Should you just throw them out? Not at all. Look, I get it. Sometimes you're in a rush. There's actually a really smart way you can use them without totally killing your gains. It's all about how you structure your workout for maximum efficiency. The key is this awesome technique called a separated superset. And here's the magic behind it. You pair up exercises for completely different muscle groups that don't compete with each other. Think about opposite muscles, like your biceps and triceps, or totally separate parts of your body, like shoulders and calves. The brilliant part is that while one muscle's working, the other one is actively recovering. So let me walk you through it. Imagine you're pairing bicep curls with tricep extensions. First, you do your full set of bicep curls. Then, with no rest, you immediately go over and do your set of tricep extensions. It's only after you've completed both of those exercises that you finally take your full rest period. This way, your biceps get several minutes to recover while your triceps are working, and vice versa. So your performance on each exercise never really drops. It's honestly the ultimate workout hack for being efficient with your time. All right, let's pull all this together. Here's your simple, no-nonsense playbook that you can take with you to the gym tomorrow. So here are the new rules. For your biggest lifts, take your time. Rest 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even more if you need it. For pretty much everything else, it's a sliding scale from 2 to 3 minutes all the way down to 1 to 2 minutes for the small stuff. But always remember the goal. Longer rest lets you create more training volume, and that is what actually builds muscle. And hey, if you're short on time, use those smart supersets to be efficient, not just to chase that old school burn.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. For years, we've all been taught that being hardcore in the gym meant resting less, pushing through the pain, just going nonstop. But what if the science is telling us the exact opposite is true? What if the most hardcore thing you can actually do is have the discipline to rest longer, to lift heavier, to do more work, and to finally get the results you've been grinding for? What if resting more is the real secret?